Hello and welcome to Chapter 274 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing this evening?
I'm not doing too bad. I had a very busy week. Going to be a very busy June for me. We were just talking about that before we got on here. Actually, I was talking about that with Clay earlier today, Clay and Jake for Ranger Alliance, because I am caught up uh, for the Sentai for the Ranger Alliance, and I want to get back on there for a couple of those episodes. But June is kind of out of the question for me for that. But yeah, just it's between my regular podcasting, between graduation for my daughter, between vacations, uh, and some unexpected funerals. Because not only did my grandpa, he passed away a while ago. Not only did my uncle pass away, I had my dad's bandmate pass away recently, and
Oh man.
that is coming up. Actually, I thought it was going to be coming up in a few weeks. Actually, it's going to be coming up. The celebration of life is going to be next month.
Okay.
So I think they're doing a family thing, just the
Yeah.
family, and then
The
a
celebration of
whole
life.
a
Yeah.
whole group thing with a bunch of other people next
Yeah.
month.
Okay.
But still, yeah, just you know, been very busy.
Sounds
How
busy, Joe.
how are you, Travis?
I'm right now at this moment pretty positive. I enjoyed the stream on Geekverse before this with the side quest. Uh, I, I was telling you, like some of these games, the trailers are absolutely insane. I was watching Dylan and Travis at the end talk about a game, and while we were watching the trailer, you didn't know what it was going into the trailer. And honestly, I thought it was like 12 different games before we finally found out it was Resident Evil Requiem. So I'm going to enjoy them talking about the whole thing in more in depth. I think they're going to do that in a few hours, but yeah, that was enjoyable. But for the overall, the housing market is chaos, Joe. That's basically all
Ugh,
I'll say. It's
I
absolutely
know you guys are
crazy.
still looking, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a little while, but yeah, a couple months, I'd say. But again, still, it's just weird. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about Superman and some DC news. I was on Marvel Alliance last night. That
Ooh,
was pretty fun. Filling in for David, chatting with Chris about Marvel. So please check that out. It's in your podcast feeds. Joe, let's get the network plugs out of the way before we get into this. We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is Walk Through the Multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. And on Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, and Star Wars Alliance. If you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only, but if you want all 6 shows on GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a dollar tier and a $5 tier. The dollar tier is basically a tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras, you get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive shows. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. The Losers was up for last month, sometime in June, probably towards the end when Joe was mummified. Like tired body is here, we'll drag him out and we'll do the recording for Jonah Hex where he'll just sit and listen to me vent for 20 minutes.
I
But
mean, honestly, we should do it earlier than later while it's still fresh
whenever
in my head.
whenever he has the time, because he's quite busy these days, which is rightly so. And we had a chance there. That pilot slipped from our fingers. So
And look, it's fine.
we'll get to it. We always do, but we're doing all the DC film through the years. We also had the Marvel Alliance guys. They're doing their Baxter broadcast right now. The first one is in the can. It's going to be edited. It'll be up soon for the patrons, I think, in a couple of weeks. And they have 2 shows on the backlog. Go search them out. Infinity Saga, covering all of that and their favorite Fox Marvel films. Then we have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where he's doing his Disney deep dives. On the 1st and the 15th of every month, he reviews a Disney film. Not just reviews, it give you behind the scenes facts, tidbits, all that sort of thing. But we thank everyone that's a patron. If you're not a patron, if you can take a quick 30, 60 seconds, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, is always greatly appreciated. It helps our review fund shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe. Let me take a little sip here and let's get into basically the main topic here with the buzz the last few days. For Superman, there was an article that came out essentially called "Would you pay $400 million for this movie?"
Yes.
Which is quite high here. Let me get to Superman. side of things, last year, documents filed by Superman production team with the Ohio government seeking incentives listed the gross budget of the highly anticipated July film at $363.8 million.
Yeah.
When that number was reported, director James Gunn, who also runs DC, lambasted the article. How in the world do they think they know what our budget is? He wrote on social media. Well, if you have to put that in, you might. In recent days, DC says the budget is a net 225 after incentives and tax breaks. That can make sense. Now, you can say that that is the amount that you start with before the tax breaks and stuff. That can be a thing. So I don't know how like you're making it be this like very crazy journalism, like you know what I mean, like off the wall thing. Like it doesn't sound like it's that far fetched. It's just this is the budget that you're going in with, and then after you apply your tax credits, you can say this is what it is now. That's okay too.
I mean, yeah, you don't need to actually say. I mean, you can say either one if you're being honest.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that was misleading. Just say you just have to put in like you're doing in this article that you get the tax credits, and after that you're saying it is 225.
Yeah, this is how much you're actually spending. Yeah.
And then they say, yet one line here in financier says the 363 million figure isn't incorrect. And sources say DC and its parent company could spend as much as 200 million on the global marketing campaign compared to the usual 150 million for all audience summer tentpole films. It will be a surprise since Superman kicks off the gun. It wouldn't be a surprise since Superman kicks off the gun era, and these two work at the box office. Either way, between the production budget and marketing, is certain to land in the 400 million club.
Okay. I mean, seems a little high.
Yeah.
Honestly, not too happy about that, but it for the movie that they're putting out, I mean, it does seem higher than it should be than what I like.
Same. I would have liked to be a bit further back than that, but
Yeah.
again, the marketing is quite costly here.
Marketing always is.
He said, Geekverse, did you see where the Snyder Bros are saying that James Gunn's Superman movie needs to make now 100 million? No, it doesn't. I'm going to be honest with you. We will get into what we think is successful for this.
I think we've said that a few different times, but yeah. I mean, it's not, and that could just be the Snyder Bros with beating the polls up their ass, but that also, I mean, Iggy, like, I can speak from experience. I think I could be speaking for. I mean, I know
you speak away Travis, from me too. You speak
Travis has a little bit more with numbers, being the accountant end over here, but we don't know these numbers per se.
No.
Per se, but
this is more speculation because we can't comment on what the actual
we don't know. We can only speculate. We can only assume. So when we say, because when we'll say it later on, but when we say we think this number it will make a profit, this is just our opinion.
Yeah, and again, we don't know all the behind the scenes facts about this as well. It says, according to a veteran studio source, Superman, which opens July 11th in North America, is exploding on social media with the first full trailer raking in 250 million plus views, the most in Warner Bros. DC history, based on such metric as domestic debut of 175 million or thereabouts, is within the realm of possibility. It even has a shot at finishing with $1 billion plus globally. There's no way to defend these budgets because when you get into the 700 million to 900 million break even point in regards to box office and ancillary revenue, it doesn't make any sense. Which makes sense to me to say that. Like, you're not making that much profit. If you make $1 billion and you get 300 million for profit, that's not good margins.
I mean, I would love for it to make $1 billion. It'd be great. It would definitely show up the Snyder Bros. But yeah, no, it's not wonderful. You have a face on.
If James Gunn's Superman was in 2013, inflation 2020. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct, Iggy. Not 100% sure on that one. Need to see your inflation calculations there to sign off on that, essentially. But yeah, that's what the article says here. There's just some Mission Impossible talk that we won't get into. After that, that's again what we said. That's a bit of a high budget, but
Iggy, do you mean 225 million today would have been 150 million
million in 10, like
2013?
12 years ago? Because, or are you saying 225 million now would be 150 million back in 2013?
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Okay. Because again, that I'm not sure if that's correct either. So, yeah, it's a big budget show, but again, this is biggest film. This is like starting off the universe. You want to get this out. You want to market, and some
Well,
would
yeah, but you
say,
also don't want to burn, like, you don't want to pump in $400 million film now, and then do your next two films only put in 200 million, and then when they don't meet the expectations that this one did, like,
I don't know if they'll all had those same expectations, but I don't think they're all going to cast what the Superman film
oh,
would
sure,
cost to
correct.
make and populate with actors too.
Good
Because
point.
some of these actors, they're not super well known, but they are like they do bring some salary compared to, like, I'd say Supergirl, for example. There's not a lot of Jason Momoa. Sorry about that.
Well, and Millie
Really,
Millie Alcock
yeah.
is definitely, I'm not gonna say up and coming, but like she's a rising star.
Oh yeah, rising
You know,
star for sure. But yeah, again, I want this to be successful. I would honestly say I'm hoping they're thinking somewhere in the realm of 700 million would be successful. Like if you hit 700 million, they'd be like,
which I
yeah,
think is what we have said. Like
yeah.
7 to 8, I think would be like not what, break even, or just like actually get like
I think I get a bit of profit, like not a super lot,
profitability.
not a
Okay,
big lot of profit, but again, some profit. And because you do have to split some of the box office with the exhibitors too. And this will
okay.
tie into what my appearance on Marvel Alliance last night, because we talked about Fantastic Four and their advanced ticket sales that are like through the roof. Like, good job. Like, everyone's like good projections from that.
Oh yeah, I should probably check those seats. I should let me look into
I
that.
got one because I was surprised there was a lot of seats taken up for the first two showings. So that's another factor as well. You have Jurassic World there, and Fantastic Four is very bunched up. So you hope that with positive word of mouth, Superman can pull a Wonder Woman and go out of the top of the number one spot in box office, and then reclaim it after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, and it does benefit that it has the first weekend and a second weekend
Yeah.
before Fantastic Four hits.
But like I was saying, one of my factor fictions was that Fantastic Four will make the most money. It has the best runway to continue its momentum.
Yeah,
If it has good
all of
momentum,
August.
all of
Yeah,
August. Now, Superman would have to do an extra upswing after Fantastic Four, because we all know after the third week, Superman is not going to be number one. Fantastic Four will be. It's the Marvel machine. There's no way to
agreed.
be. And then Iggy said, I believe it will make 750 to 850 million. And don't forget about inflation. We'll shoot it through the roof. So I don't know. Yeah, my phone was going off. Sorry. Iggy, some of your numbers with inflation, you might want to whip the book back open for that just a little bit, because yeah, it's the numbers that are right now. Like, they're not inflating because we're in the present time. So
Never mind.
yeah, so
I was
Joe,
gonna say something else, but
yeah.
I forgot. I'm not on comic book rundown.
Yeah, it just needs to be
myself.
successful, Joe. It just needs to have, even I would consider
I
like
think it will.
650 a good showing, considering what it's jammed up against here, because it needs to
Here's the
make
thing.
majority of the money in the first 2 weeks.
Honestly, I think it will be successful. I think
Yeah.
by the end of its run, it will be successful. This will be a win for DC, regardless. So I definitely think this is going to be a positive in WB's corner.
And Iggy, I hope your projection between 750 to 850 million is correct, because that would
Agreed.
be, like
Same.
Joe just said, a big win. Joe,
When do you think it will be? Just speculation. Now, obviously, it will depend on how it does those first couple weeks. But when do you think it will come out of theaters? I'm gonna say it'll probably come out of theaters September.
I think so as well, Joe. I don't think it's coming out before the. Well, it could come out towards the end of August.
September. I'm saying end of September.
I think it depends on its performance in August.
Okay.
Because, and I think it all depends. Like, you could get a Wonder Woman situation where Wonder Woman stayed in the theaters for an extra long time,
Sure.
and continue the legs. It all depends on because it all depends on that next. Is
But
Fantastic
I
Four going
mean,
to keep it up, like
yeah.
just a slow descent, or like a terrible crater after second week?
But I feel like having both Wonder Woman, Superman, and Fantastic Four in theaters in August would be a fun little back to back showing.
Oh yeah, it could be that they both coexist and make like share the money, or one could gobble up the other. Like there's all and it in
It's
name
possible.
brand, you think it'd be Superman over Fantastic Four. No offense to Fantastic Four, but I don't think they're the brand that Superman is. Like, there might be a like,
Well, I mean, it is the fact being that the Fantastic Four has had, like it had the first one, well, second one technically
yeah,
in 2000 that had, two movies, and while they were, I'll say, successful, they had two movies. Um, the company that had them, Fox,
mhm,
only had them because of rights. They didn't
yeah,
want to give them back to Disney. So when you had that movie in 2015, that was, for lack of better terms, a dumpster fire. Um, and that was only because they didn't want to give back the rights. When you have something like Superman that is beloved, yeah, you're gonna have the people who have passion for it. So you're gonna get the fans who will be, you know, very passionate with how the character's portrayed.
I think the goal is to bring in not those fans, but the other ones. And I do think just
They want
using
to get the
the
casuals.
logo
Yeah.
test, which is I do think if you're walking by a theater with your significant other and you want to kill some time and you look up and you see the Superman symbol or the Fantastic Four symbol, I think you're more likely to go into the theater because of the Superman symbol,
I
because
mean,
of
you might
like
get
the
both.
name brand recognition. Oh, I think you might get both, but I do think like an average dude looking at the symbol will know Superman symbol over the Fantastic Four symbol.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think that might be enough. Like again, just the bigness of Superman might be a way to draw in your average person. So I'm just hoping for a successful film, Joe. That's what we're definitely hoping for, and the potential box office. There's so many different like things out there. People are saying 175 million, 200 million can even be possible. I don't want to put the cart before the horse and get too excited, but if that happened, that would be fantastic.
I'd love to see it.
Yes, and again, I will say this one more time: billion-dollar films are not easy to come by. No one should expect that for the first movie of a shared universe, especially even if it's Superman. No Superman film has ever hit $1 billion before or come close. So,
Oh, you're referring to Iggy's thing?
yeah, it gives
Yeah.
comment, but if you don't make $1 billion, it's dead on arrival.
The
That's
Snyder Bros. Yeah,
yeah.
Snyder Bros are, those
Don't
guys
care
are,
about them, Miggy, the ones
yeah.
that are saying this stuff. Just be excited for Gunn's film.
I'm looking
Uh,
forward to the universe.
Same. So, Joe, let's take our first ad break of the evening. Listener report ad support network. We'll pick the ad their volume. We'll give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. Got some news now. Uh, Peacemaker stuff. A little behind the scenes video. Hold on here.
Oh, you bring it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So we get some cool behind the scenes stuff here, which again, I'm all for this. This was what they showed
Peacemaker
us.
season 2.
This is what they showed at CCXP.
Oh,
This
okay.
and a drunken John Cena. Well, that's what they say. He was being obnoxious for basically the most of the panel.
Well, I'm sure it's just a John Cena.
Oh yeah, just being silly. And there's Michael Rooker, Tim Meadows character. I'm excited to see this show. I'm shocked that we'll talk about this in a second, but this is the only thing going to SDCC.
Yeah.
Uh,
Still don't get that.
and I'm going to say one thing. I got to ask you. We both watched this film. Show. We both love this show.
I need
Okay,
to rewatch the show.
It's not going to stop. Do you ever? I do not remember the 11th Street like That I don't remember that being a big deal. It might just be because I just don't remember everything.
Well, because I mean, it was them. It was when they bonded. It was when they became a team.
And here it looks like right
Oh yeah,
here. It looks like
his dad.
yeah,
Although it was
different color
blue instead of
costume.
red. Yeah,
Yeah, could it be another relative of his? Perhaps maybe his brother is still alive.
I mean, ooh, be interesting. Or his brother came back from dead because,
Yeah,
or
this
because it's
universe,
in a
his
different
brother never
universe.
died.
Yeah,
His father died or something. Joe, we're uncovering things, and him
I
and
mean,
Flag fight. That's gonna be awesome.
I
Uh,
love it.
we're not. Yeah, Iggy says, "Do you think San Diego Comic Con will get Batman casting or other projects?" According to the gun, no.
Yeah, Gunn. All
Uh,
is saying he's bringing Peacemaker, and that's it. Which is bonkers to us.
yes, it doesn't make much sense to us. We're not sure why you would do that. You don't even need to uh, like show anything, but you can talk about your universe.
Literally talk about anything. Like
Yes.
you've got Batman, or the Batman, which is going to be filming very soon. You've got Supergirl, which is, I believe, wrapping up or just about ready to wrap up. You've got Clayface news. You've got Sandman, which is going to be coming out very soon. Like you've got so much things to talk about, and you just talk about Peacemaker.
Yeah, this was the Heat Vision blog. Joe, last week we brought you were Marvel's plans for SDCC. Now we've sulked around the Fortress of Solitude and discovered what the distinguished competition is doing next month's convention, and the results may surprise you. Simply, neither Superman nor Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, are slated to have had a Hall H panels. That's okay.
Superman
Uh,
makes sense. Superman
yeah,
because the movie's already out. You could have had some behind the scenes stuff, but whatever.
SDCC is 2 weeks after Superman arrives in theaters, so the company won't be doing anything on that front. And Supergirl doesn't hit theaters until next year, so SDCC next year. Actually, no, this is after before SDCC, so June. Wait, no, it would be during SDCC. Yeah, it's June 26, 2026. And DC Studios is biding its time before making any new reveals. New York City Comic Con, perhaps. But the company may not be banning All H entirely. DC Studios is going all in on Peacemaker, the hit John Cena Super Success spin-off. Peacemaker will have a big footprint at the convention, a move that signals DC and Max's confidence in Season 2, which begins on August 21st. And while DC had no comment, there could be a Hall H panel for the show. Will Eagles fly in Hall H? We're not sure about that, but we're hoping for that. Now, even DC McConnell, actor for Nick's leading man. And then they talk about some of the stories that we had that I'm not going to give Boris credit for because somebody else posted the story and they never gave them credit, so I won't do that for him.
Well, you already said his name, so
Yeah, no, I won't give him credit for the story. So we'll go do a little bit of news, then we'll
okay,
talk about the story and give the person that actually broke the story credit for it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
My only thing, like, good on them for just maybe covering the one. Like, you're not spreading out. I don't want to say misinformation. You're giving a ton of information on one project, which is great, and not thinning the water with a bunch of different projects. But
You also,
like, give us something, man.
but you also don't want to do a bad panel or
That
presentation or
too,
something
yeah.
that you don't like. What was the point of that? Like what I saw from the Peacemaker in CCXP, a lot of the feedback I saw was, what was the point of this? This made
Oh,
no sense.
really?
Why do we have this? They didn't give us anything. We saw John Cena being an idiot for 17 minutes and a minute, and that little thing that we shared.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like if you don't want to have a bad panel either. So if you do like, Marvel's not wrong. If you got nothing to say, but I would have been. You would think you don't have to have a Peacemaker panel. You can have a DCU Chapter 1 panel and talk about Peacemaker for quite a bit, but then you can touch on some of the other things.
Sure.
Again, just because you do have Lanterns already filmed as well, so or will be finished filming.
You muted yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
By
You
accident.
unplugged yourself. That's even worse.
There we go. I'm back.
You gotta change it to your other mic now.
No. That should be good.
I mean, I still hear your echo.
No, it should be good now.
All right, let's see what we got here. What if James Gunn bring the Peacemaker cast to the con? I mean, chances are it might be, especially if it's going to be talking all about Peacemaker, Iggy. So chances are it's going to be all Peacemaker. The cast and everything is going to be there.
And maybe it ties bigger into the DCU. Like we're seeing the JLA at the first start, or the Justice League from Maxwell Lord. They're the ones interviewing Peacemaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe there's more things there, right? That
I was
ties
giving you
into
the eyes because you sure you're in the right?
It's what it said. I just checked it.
Okay. You just sound differently is all.
Okay. Well, apologies for the end of the audio there.
Hey, you're the one that's got to edit, not me.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. You'll know what happens later.
I like that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so why don't you continue on with the next?
What is the next story? Sandman.
Well, I
info.
come out and come back in.
Oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
I'm just the co-host. All right, so the Sandman info. We got the second and final season of the Netflix Sandman contains 12 episodes, including a special bonus episode, "Death and the High Cost of Living." So the first volume is going to be the first 6 episodes, which premiere on July 3rd. The second volume, which will be episodes 7 through 11, which is going to premiere July 24th. And then the final episode is the bonus episode is going to be premiering July 31st. And I remember the first season was really good. Really enjoyed that. That bonus episode was just a nice surprise. Just that kind of came out of nowhere. This one, the fact they're telling us a bonus episode right at the beginning is kind of weird, but is what it is. Iggy, what'd you put here? Episode 1 of season 2 of Peacemaker 2, Justice Gang Show Up. Maybe that could work.
I think I'm fixed now.
There you go. Now you sound better.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why, but it's fixed. Everything is reset. Did you talk about the Man episodes that are laid out?
I just finished out.
I'm excited, Joe. That's one thing I'm glad. And we got an extra special episode at the end, too.
Yeah, again, I loved, as I said, I loved the first season. I don't know why they announced that we have a bonus episode already, although I figured they just want to get it all out because it's already done.
I think there was issues with the last bonus episode as well. Some people may have missed it and didn't realize it was even happening.
I think it's what really was, because it just came out of nowhere. I was like, bam, here it is.
And yeah, that's one of the things that I was a little shocked in, that they dumped these already with Netflix. But again, we're not getting another season of this. So.
Yeah, I think they just want to all right, here you go, bye.
Yeah. Okay, bye. Thank you, Neil Gaiman, for what you did.
No, yeah. Bye. Yeah, especially with Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. So we got some Clayface rumors, and that is what I didn't give credit to somebody else for. Gotcha. Because all of these were put out, these were confirmed after, but no credit given. So George McKay, Tom Blythe, Jack O'Connell, and Leo Woodall are all reportedly testing for a lead role in Clayface.
Okay, so this is what I know these guys from. George McKay, I know from 1917. Mm-hmm. He was one of the two. I think he was the main guy we followed in 1917, which, if you know that movie, it's supposed to be a single cam war movie that you're following one guy the entire time. And I say single cam because you actually are, like, you have a couple cuts, but really good war movie in 1917. Tom Blythe he plays, what's his name? Snow in the Hunger Games prequel movie that just came out, the Songbird, whatever movie.
Yeah.
Never saw it, but that's what I know him from. Jack O'Connell was in Sinners. He was one of the vampires. Really good role in that. And as for Leo Woodall, I don't actually know that role. But looks good. Looks fine.
Again,
I'm fine with all of these. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know.
I was more excited hearing Mike Flanagan talk about the Feet of Clay episode was the inspiration for his draft, and how giddy he got about that episode. So I did like hearing that. And
if only they would have kept it.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a rewrite more so than it's going to be something touching it up.
Sure, but still.
We got a little bit more Clayface news as well. which is more confirmation than rumors, which is Rob Hardy is officially the cinematographer for Clayface. His credits include Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Civil War, Annihilation, and Ex Machina.
All right.
Yeah.
I've seen actually none of those movies.
Same. I was like, nah.
I've heard, Civil War, Annihilation, and Ex Machina are great.
Yeah.
And obviously Supergirl, haven't seen it yet, so
Hoping Supergirl's great.
yeah.
Okay. James Gunn, Joe, finally confirms the runtime. It's 2 hours and 9 minutes, including credits.
So just like
post
7 minutes longer than what.
Than what it was
what he
before.
thought.
So, just again, it's the little things.
Good job.
So Maria de Ferreira, the engineer, talked about some of her motivations going into the film for her character. Angie really believes in this better world. She had trauma when she was a kid, and she felt that she needed to be part of change. So she is a good person at heart that is extremely broken and willing to team up with Lex to get rid of Superman. And this was via DC Studios Showcase official podcast. I do like hearing her motivation going in, and that she's a broken person. But the thing that I was more interested in was the Mr. Terrific stuff that came from that.
Honestly, all of this is really, because I was looking through all of this info. Normally I don't. Normally I wait till we get on the show, but I actually had time today. So I looked through all the stuff and I'm like, man, knowing all this going in is actually kind of cool.
Yes, and to Joe's point there, person playing Mr. Terrific talks about drawing from the comics while going deeper. It was the playing that we found something a little bit more interesting, a little deeper, a little bit more complex, a little bit more unhinged. And the other thing is, they confirmed that Mr. Terrific's T-mask in Superman is nanotechnology in line with the comics. It's not paint; it's nanotechnology.
Although I'm pretty sure it's just paint on his face right now, but.
Yeah, I've seen him take off the T before, so.
Well, I meant the actual actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I just meant
anyway.
Cool to see that. Also, Superman tickets are going on sale June 11th, Joe.
Yep, next week.
So in 5 days. I hope they go on sale here at the exact same time. It's not like a few days later. Hope it's a worldwide thing for Superman here.
It should be.
Before we wrap up the little bit of news and the Smallville Retro recap, let's take our final ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ad to the volume. We're going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. Some cool little legacy casting, as Brent would like to put it. Michael Rosenbaum confirms he's voiced a few lines in Superman. James asked me to do a little something fun, so I have a couple of lines that I voice. And there's 2 theories that I've seen out there for that I want.
Okay.
One is just random robot that means nothing to nothing. Like his Guardians of the Galaxy guy didn't really mean much anything. But 2, I've heard some people say and read, could he potentially be Lionel Luthor and on the phone with Lex, because the place is not called LexCorp, it's called LuthorCorp in the film. So
I mean,
Daddy Dearest is around, and perhaps Daddy Dearest is Rosenbaum.
That could be fun, although I doubt it. Oh, well, he is old enough.
Especially if you don't see him, if he's just over the phone or something. And you don't have to see Rosenbaum playing. You just, because he's only done a few lines. He didn't say anything about acting a part or anything, because people are saying like one of the robots or something.
Because he's what? He's probably in his 50s now.
Yeah, I think.
Nicholas Holt probably
is a bit older than.
Holt's probably in his 30s. So he could.
52.
He could be. I don't know. Honestly, I thought he was just going to be a Keelix robot, but
he could. And Nicholas Holt's age is 35. So yeah, he could have been a 17-year-old dad.
I mean, it's Lionel Luthor. Like,
I think it would be pretty cool, especially if you're not planning on doing like showing Lionel in this universe and just having it over the phone.
Well, but here's the thing: we had in the last universe, we had Nicole Kidman being the mother of what's his-
Arthur Curry,
of,
yeah.
well, no, not Arthur,
Jason Momoa.
of
Oh, sorry, yeah.
of Ocean Master, Patrick Wilson,
Yeah.
and those two are actually like 5 years apart.
That's true. That's true. That is true. So that would be pretty funny though. I do think it's a nice little thing honoring a bit of the Superman past, and Holt that he based his Luthor off Rosenbaum and Hackman. So
yeah. Well, also, you know, Rosenbaum and Gunn are friends.
Yeah.
Like,
and he, like I said, he's
they
appeared in Guardians.
haven't hidden that at all.
Yeah, and he's appeared in Guardians.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about Lionel. That'd actually be kind of fun.
That would be super fun if that was the case.
Yeah.
I'd be really excited if they end up having that happen.
Yeah. I'll have to keep an ear out.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll even give him a little credit.
Well, I'm sure they will.
Baby Joey info, Joe. This is one of the things I wanted to hear a little bit about.
Yeah, because we were questioning about that last time.
So Baby Joey is Metamorpho's toddler son. When Joey is taken, Metamorpho must choose between working with Superman or Lex Luthor. And it has Baby Joey's Metamorphosis. Yeah, just it's from a book that is out about Superman. Early novel.
I wonder if I should go against the guy who is trying to help me or the guy who took my kid.
Yeah.
Who's the bad guy here?
I know he's threatening him, but still. Also, Lex Luthor's foot soldiers are called Raptors, and Lex Luthor uses highly advanced soldiers called Raptors to fight Superman and advance his criminal schemes. Pretty cool.
Huh.
I do like that. They're going to make it a little bit harder for Superman to fight. That I do like the resistance here.
Yeah.
Especially with Lex knowing Superman's existed for a little while. And spoiler, I know everyone was on their like edge of their seat wondering if this was going like Superman was going to get shut down in various places, but just the FYI, a New York judge on Wednesday denied the Schuster's estate bid to block the international release of Superman. The DC Studios film is set to take flight worldwide without issue on July 11th. So way to waste all that money. And props to WB for not settling and giving them a bunch of money like they were looking for.
I mean,
they didn't really have it to give, but
right there, and that's why they didn't settle.
100%, Joe. 100%.
I mean, let's be honest. At the same time, though, like they won what, like one battle in the last decade, and that was the Superboy one for a while.
Yeah,
and that ended not in their favor.
No, it's just more so delaying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's just something that it's just really funny to see that they kicked that up again. I tell you one thing, there's some pretty cool popcorn buckets for Superman. I love the one for Canada. I'm definitely going to get it if it's in.
I mean,
just Cineplex, maybe I'm definitely getting it.
If that one, if that one happens to be in the United States as well, I'll try. Like, I might actually try to get that one.
The Daily Planet one I do love.
Yeah.
I think that one looks wicked. And there's another one here, Popcorn Machine Bucket, which is Superman punching the popcorn machine or using his heat vision.
Heat vision, yeah.
Yeah.
I might try to get the newsstand one. Because it's Cineplex, so like that's Regal.
Yeah.
If it is here, that one I haven't gotten a popcorn bucket since the Ghostbusters one right there.
You didn't get the Doom one?
Nope, I did not.
Okay.
That the Ghostbusters one was the last one I got because I just don't need them anymore. So, but that Superman one might be one I try to get.
Same. I think I'm going to get. I don't get them
if it's here. If it's here.
So I think I'll have to get that one. So yeah, those are pretty cool. This is the funniest story. I'm glad I put it at the end too, because I didn't expect this at all. To hear this today. Before hiring James Gunn and Peter Safran, Warner Brothers reportedly considered Michael Bay to direct a new standalone Henry Cavill film in 2022 and then didn't consider the Christopher McQuarrie one. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, at least we really got another Henry Cavill.
From Scooby Pants to Umberto Gonzalez.
Yay. Neither bros would have been happy.
I don't know if they would.
You would have got explosions.
Yeah, that was one thing I was like, explosions. Like, Like,
I don't know, man. Like, I would have been fine because we would have got to see Cavill again as Superman, but I don't know.
I'm okay. I'm really excited to see this new Superman film. So I don't really. That just made me laugh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
2022, that would have been because Black Adam came out in 22, right?
yeah.
Or was that 21?
2023, I think Black Adam came out.
No, I thought 23 was all the other ones.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
So 22 was Adam.
2022. Yeah, you're right. Oh my
Okay.
god, it's been that long. October 2022.
Right?
Oh my god, 3 years. Oh jeez, Louise, Joe.
All right, so potentially we could have had two Supermen.
Yeah.
We could have had Superman movie and then him showing up in Black Adam.
Again, I'm okay with what we're having going forward here now.
Yeah, great.
So Joe, we have the Smallville retro recaps before we get out of here tonight. And god dang, is this a terrible one for me? I do not like this one at all. It's like
it had maybe one good moment.
I didn't care about this at all. It was so boring. It was so out of what the show is. I think I remember one other one that I thought was equally as stupid, which is when Clark goes back and him and Lana become their past selves or some kind of thing like that. I can't even remember now if it's further along or back. Like Clark, Jarrell, I don't know. I can't even remember anymore. Is that I'm pretty sure we passed it. It was an insignificant episode. I'll remember it and talk about it next week. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of this one of. This one just was so blah.
Oh, I do remember the episode you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that one was.
It just reminds me of it. So much.
Well, I mean, this episode was. It wasn't great. I'll give you that one. I agree with you 100%.
Let's see where they had the season 6 episodes for me because I didn't like this. I didn't like the black and white choice.
It was called noir. It was
I know it made sense, but
But the thing that really got me is that it's 2:00 in the morning and Jimmy and Chloe are having a date at 2:00 in the morning at the Daily Planet. Why?
I have no idea, Joe.
Okay.
That was one of the things I like to thank the people at IMDb because this is the worst rated of the season. So,
yeah, that's tracks.
I'm not shocked about that. This was one of those ones that I just.
Well, thankfully we only got 2 more episodes of the season, and I'm pretty sure these next 2 are supposed to be a little bit better.
You are right. You are right. The last one especially is one of the highest rated. So
okay.
Yeah. This was just. What was your favorite moment?
The end. No. It was. I'm trying to remember because.
So you said there was one good moment in it.
Yeah. Now there was like seeing the Lana being the trying to basically one up the Luthers. You know, she's finally figured out that to get out from under Lionel, she has to play Lionel and Lex.
Yeah. She's getting to the game, into the
she's
mud.
She's finally got into it. Now it's going to cost her life.
Yeah.
Potentially, but like she's finally figured out what she has to do to protect Clark, and she's going to try and do it. Like that is a step in the right direction.
That when you find that out Clark, you gotta be like, God damn, I should have had the secret a long time ago.
Correct. But the problem is that it's, you're 2 episodes away or 3 episodes away from the end. Like this should have been somewhere in the middle of her figuring this out so that you can build toward this, not shove it in toward the end of the season when Lana is going to be leaving, and then you're not going to get her for a while.
I did like how Clark discovered why Lana got married to Lex.
Yeah, she figures it out.
Yeah,
but that's only because Chloe is not giving Chloe does the whole Chloe thing of not like she shuts it down quickly of not giving in, and the fact that people pick up on it quickly, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's just the Chloe way of
It's
things.
not a good thing for the vault.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
So,
Joe, this
no,
was just
it's not a great episode.
I'm looking forward to the last two. It'll be a fun season finale, and then we'll be taking a break until they come back for. They might be the final
Maybe, like-
season, because Rosenbaum isn't in the final couple, and I don't know if he'll sit through 3 seasons of him not
Well,
being in it.
Yeah, but he said he would way back when.
Yeah, he was like been saying we're gonna cover it all in the last episode or the episode before. He's like, we'll get through season 7, then we'll see.
Have you been hinting at like not
Yeah,
now?
so I'm like, okay, we'll see. So, yeah,
honestly, I think they'll finish it out. They've only got 3 more seasons,
and we're getting close. We're a month out from Superman now. I can't wait, Joe. It's one of the things I'm really looking forward to. It's been a long year of DC, being a DC fan, waiting for this, because this is what the hope has been since this universe was announced, before the other universe was officially dead. So
yeah,
we had to go through those 4 movies that when
why?
they didn't even exist anymore, and you're just like, what are we like?
Why are we watching this? Like, you already told me what we have coming. Why are we watching these movies?
So I look forward to the start of a new universe.
Agreed.
Until then, we'll be back next week with more DC goodness. See you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.